Hi, I'm Neil Walshe, faculty here at the School of Business and Professional Studies. I'm joined today by Professor Briner from Birkbeck, the University of London. Professor Briner has taken a visiting position here at the University of San Francisco to do some research talks with our faculty and also do some teaching in our Masters in Organizational Development program, both here in San Francisco and at our Cupertino campus. So Professor Briner, you're very welcome.
Thanks very much. It's great to be here at the University of San Francisco.
So I understand we're catching you right now after you've given a research talk to our faculty on evidence-based management.
Yeah.
So I might ask you, what is evidence-based management?
Yeah, that's a great question, because evidence-based management is one of those terms that's been around for maybe 5 or 10 years now, and there's quite a lot of confusion and debate about actually what it means. So when I use the term, generally I mean it's about making decisions using different sources of evidence. So the first source of evidence is people's own experience, so that's very important, what managers already know. The second source is evidence from inside the organisation, that might be internal data to the organisation. And the third source, which is maybe most relevant here in a university setting, is academic and scholarly research. And the idea of evidence-based management is really bringing those different sources of information together to help make better decisions. That's broadly the idea.
So this is a concept that has a direct relevance not only to the faculty that produces this research, but also to what we teach our students and indeed how we teach it.
Yeah, I think it does have very direct relevance. Firstly for faculty, because it's about making sure in a way that the research they're producing actually gets out to users. In one sense, it's been a long problem for business and management schools that they're producing research of an extremely relevant and very good quality, but it seems that managers don't get hold of it. So it's certainly relevant to faculty who are producing that stuff. I think it's also very relevant to students, because once they've left here, and indeed while they're studying here, getting connected with management research I think will set them up in a way for life potentially, in terms of understanding organisations and helping them make better decisions and using the stuff that's actually around.
So the transition towards an evidence-based management perspective, is it that different, that far away from the current perspective in management schools?
Yeah, I mean, this is one of the slightly embarrassing things, because I don't have much evidence about that, but it does seem to be the case that organisations tend to often rely on quick fixes or management fads rather than taking the time to really think through what the problem might be and apply evidence to it. So it's very hard to say at the moment how evidence-based different organisations are, but certainly I think it is clear that organisations can make much better use of the evidence that is around.
So the big question, how do we get there?
That is a big question, a very difficult question. People have been wrestling with this for some time. I think the first thing really is to make sure that the faculty such as the ones here at the University of San Francisco are thinking about the best way of getting their research across to students. I think the second thing is around the way we teach, which is also why I'm really looking forward to teaching here, particularly students from the Silicon Valley where we see a lot of innovation, is actually how can they make better use of it? How can they learn to read this material and incorporate it into the way they think about their work? So these are small steps, but I think they're essential to start making evidence-based management actually happen.
So you're joining us now from the University of London, and I'm wondering how much of an uptake there's been in European models of management, teaching and management research of evidence-based management. Are we behind here in the United States?
I wouldn't say behind at all. I think probably the US, Canada and the UK are probably the three main countries that have been trying to lead on this, particularly people like Denise Rousseau at Carnegie Mellon University. So there's quite a move here and in Europe as well. I think culturally there's a sense in which some countries already tend to do this more than others. So everybody uses evidence in decisions in all organisations, but maybe in countries like Germany and the Netherlands, there's certainly a view there that they might be doing more of this kind of stuff already, more so than perhaps the US and the UK. But again, I don't have much evidence for that.
Fantastic. Can I ask you then, you've got a week in San Francisco, what are you going to be doing with it?
Well, I'm going to be spending a lot of time actually teaching, looking around, enjoying the fantastic weather, talking to faculty here on campus. But as I say, I'm particularly looking forward to going down to Silicon Valley to talking to some of the master students there.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for joining us. It's a pleasure to have you here, and the best for your visiting scholarship position.
Thank you very much. Thanks, Neil.